Hey everybody, welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host and international award-winning Make Every Second Count speaker, Jeff Marconette Jr. Now tonight is going to be a very special episode. See, I have a friend of mine named Dr. Lotus Riche, and she has heard my story enough times, and she has formed her own opinion, and she has come up with ways that she is going to teach you, with my help, how you can make every second count. I've been asked by so many people, look, Jeff, I know you preach this make every second count, but how? How do I do it? Well, guess what? This is your episode. We're going to tell you tonight. And I am very, very, very excited for this. So I ask you if you would please hit that share button, hit that like button, give us all kinds of thumbs up, hearts, smiley faces, frowning faces. You can even get angry at us and cry at us if you want to. Just give us something to help us trick the algorithm on Facebook so we can get more views and build this audience. So, with no further ado, I would like to bring up Dr. Lotus Riche.
Hey there, Jeff. Woo woo!
How are you?
I am fantastic and I am marvelous because I'm here with you, the world famous speaker extraordinaire, Jeff Marconette Jr. So I'm super duper. And thank you
Well,
for having me.
thank you very much for being here. I know you're busy, and I know you've been on a call all day, so I
Yes.
really don't know why you're still sitting there with me, but hey, we appreciate it. So I first of all have to ask if you would go ahead and tell a little about yourself. So tell everybody who you are, where you're from, what you do, and more importantly, why you do what you do.
Okay, thank you so much. First and foremost, I want to say, Jeff, the reason I'm here with you tonight because I want to help you to help other people make every second count. I know that I'm busy, but guess what? I'm never too busy for Jeff Marconette Jr. because you're making it happen. You're making every second count. So I'm Dr. Lotus Riche. I'm the CEO of Lotus Riche Coaching and Consulting. I work with large businesses and small businesses all around the world to expand their reach and raise their revenue using social media, video, landing pages, websites, but most importantly, shows just like this. Make every second count with Jeff Marconette Jr. And I also am the wonderful show host of a show you may have heard of, the Lotus Riche Ignite Show, news you can use and bring who you are. And I am so happy to be here today to share some great life-changing information that Jeff and I are going to talk about to help you and people you know and love and care about, your friends and maybe some of your frenemies, to make every second count.
And your frenemies. I love that. So, I have to ask first of all,
Yes.
what does make every second count mean to you? I mean, I know what it means to me because I was in a car accident. I was in a coma 2.5 months, in the hospital 3.5 months, and they told me I'd probably never walk again. But here I am doing it now, and I love that. But I have to ask, what exactly does that mean to you?
Well, for me, it means that you never know when this moment might be your last moment. You know,
Right.
Jeff, I was in a car accident myself, and I was upside down on I-95 in Norfolk, Virginia, and we couldn't get out the car. And I prayed about it, put my hands on the window. After kicking and everything, and the window still wouldn't fall away. And then finally fell away. But when the police officer finally showed up at the scene, he said, if we were on the highway 5 minutes earlier and had not toppled over into the median, we would have been killed because they were doing a high speed chase of someone who was intoxicated.
Wow.
And that was a moment, a second in my life that I could have lost my life. And so when I think back on the accident that you had, and you and I, we've talked about your story, and we've shared some of my stories. I never will forget that it only could have taken 1 second, just one.
Yeah.
And so I work to make every second count. And my mom, she transitioned in February,
I'm sorry.
February 26th.
I'm
My
sorry.
mom, Mary, she taught me, and my dad, they taught me that nothing is promised, not even tomorrow. The next second of breath is not even promised. But Jeff, you are so profound, and you created this make every second count. And I think it's a movement. I don't think it's just a thought. I don't think it's just something that Jeff you you just lived through, but you helped create this movement so people can really focus on the great things in life, focus on the great things that they are and what they're becoming, instead of looking at the negative, and make every moment a positive one and make every second count.
Yeah, that's so true, and thank you so much. I love your explanation of it and how you view it. But I have to ask, because I've been asked by so many people. You wouldn't believe the amount of people I've been asked about, like, or asked about make every second count. Even when I was in South America, in Africa, in Europe, people ask, how do we make every second count? So I've been told that you've come up with some steps that you were
Yes.
going to give us on how we can make every second count in our lives.
Yes. So, one of the first steps I want to share with all of our viewers is self love. You have to make the seconds count of loving yourself, because that's where it all starts. If you don't love yourself, then how can you truly, really love anyone else? And remember, I really believe in a higher power. So I believe when we love ourselves, we love the higher power, and we love all living beings, because I believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience. I have a new book that's about to come out. It's called Harnessing Your Thoughts. Okay. Taking the reins, controlling your life, and win. And it all starts with a thought. Disney knew that. Napoleon Hill knew that. And so many others know that many things start with a thought. So the second thing I would share about really making every second count is understand what you're thinking, why you're thinking it, and don't be afraid to sit in the second with yourself and ask yourself, what am I thinking? Why am I thinking that? Is it a positive thought? Is it a negative thought? If it's a negative thought, dig deep down inside. Find that song, that happy song that takes you to your happy place. Or find that one thought of someone like Jeff. Every time I think of Jeff, I remember when I was in Ohio and we were at the Speakers Academy. Jeff, you're so amazing. And so I think about that and it makes me smile. So think of something that makes you smile and know what you're thinking about. And it's okay if you have a negative thought every now and then, but counteract that negative thought with a positive thought and a positive feeling, because we're all energy. Okay, change your energy. So, and the third thing I would say is that accept who you are, because when we accept who we are, we don't spend minutes and hours beating ourselves up. Take that 1 second and let yourself know that you are great just the way you are. Some people say you should be good. I say, why be good when we can be great? And it's great to
Yeah.
stand in your greatness. Okay. And in that second, don't be afraid to look yourself in the eye and tell yourself, I love you.
Uh,
I
Um,
love
all right. I have a question
you.
about number one.
Yeah.
Number one was self-love.
Yes.
And I'm curious what you consider self-love. How you consider people should maintenance that self-love, how can they take care of themselves?
One way to show yourself self-love is each day have a moment, whether you do it in the morning, in the middle of the day, or in the evening. I typically like to do it at least 3 times a day. Have that moment where you go in and you meditate, or you're listening to something. Neville Goddard, he talks about some amazing things when it comes to mental awareness and self-love and things like that. Have that moment. I also listen to something. Um, it's by Master. Is it by Master? I can't think of the name of it right now because I'm singing this song in my head. It's a song that says, "I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Let all hearts and souls basically come together with joy, peace, and is harmony." But that's something that I listen to almost every day. I start my day off like that. You know why? Because I want to experience goodwill to all with harm to none. And that's a part of self love. Loving on yourself first, then loving the world, accepting that the world is a friend and kind place. If you send that energy out, that's right. That's right. And it's going to come back.
That is great. Now, number 2 was understand your thoughts and be present. So, how can people understand their thoughts? I mean,
Mhm.
how do you pay attention to your own thoughts?
So
That seems strange to me.
here's one of the things that many of the great thinkers and philosophers, like Jeff Marconette says. Yeah, I did say great thinkers and great philosophers. I did say Jeff Marconette, right? Okay. One of the things you can do is when you have a thought, try not to suppress that thought. A lot of times we have these thoughts, and sometimes they're not great thoughts. And we say, oh, I can't think that. I can't think that. Allow the thought to come and then write it down. I always say note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers. And you see, I have notes, I'm taking notes. Write that thought down and don't psychoanalyze yourself. Just let that thought be whatever it is and write it down. And then ask yourself about that thought. Where did it come from? Because everything starts with a thought. So if the thought is a negative thought, don't be afraid to go deep inside and ask yourself, why am I having these thoughts? And how can I overcome these thoughts? And then, if you need to get some help with understanding your thoughts, seek your higher self or seek a higher counsel. You can have a coach, you can have a therapist, you can, you can have Jeff Marconette, you can have me, you can call us up and we can help you really just look at the thoughts and just accept the thoughts for what they are without judging yourself. And that's a huge part of acceptance because on this planet, we are taught to judge everything. If it's a thought, we're judging it. If it's a look, we're judging it. If it's, whatever, we're judging it. So don't judge, just write it down, see it for what it is, and find out where it's coming from. And if it's a great thought, if it's a great feeling,
Great.
keep writing that down because you want more of it. You want to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And so that's a real simple way how you can understand what you're thinking about. Write it down. Don't be afraid of it.
That is fantastic advice. All right, now the second part of number 2 was be present.
Yes.
And how would you suggest someone be present in their life?
Okay, so that's a fantastic question. I'm happy you asked me that because that takes me back to when I worked in Japan. I had gone and I was teaching at a school in Japan. And what I learned was that the children, we taught them full body listening. And they used to say, and these military kids, they would say, well, my mom and my dad don't listen to me. Right? So we were teaching them full body listening. And the full body listening is when you're actually sitting with the person, and they're telling you their story and you're looking right at them, you're engaging. Now I'm not saying do that, right? But I am saying you want to relax. You want to welcome their story. You want to face them instead of facing away. So you don't want to be like this. You want to do the full body listening and be in the moment. Another thing I would say is don't do this. The cell phone. We're having a
Mine's right
discussion and
here.
you're texting.
Mine's right here.
Yeah. And I had to learn, Jeff, and I gotta tell you, I had to learn that we don't we don't we don't answer our phones at the dinner table anymore.
No.
Last year I started turning my phone off when I would go to sleep or when it was family time. So don't be afraid to turn your phone off. I was with a young lady today. Her name is Sandra Yancey. And Sandra Yancey, she is part of the ewoman.com organization that I just recently joined. Yay. And she shared with us, Sandra said, you have to take that time. When you're eating, that 40 minutes you get to spend with your family, spend that time. Be in the moment. Let me ask you this, audience, and I'd like you to respond, please. Have you ever been in a meeting or in a conversation or even out at dinner with your friends or your family, and you started texting on your phone and you weren't paying attention, and someone said a joke or someone shared something that was critically important and you missed it?
Yeah.
And then you were at a loss for words when they came to you to get your thoughts on it. You couldn't answer because you weren't present. And so being present is very critical. Why? Because when you're present in the moment, you're sharing with people that they are important to you, that their story is important to you, that their life is important to you. Whatever is coming from their heart to yours, or whatever they're sending out in the universe, is important to you. And that's critical, because here's the thing. When we send positivity out, positivity comes back. So if we're in the moment with people, more energy will come to us and more people will want to be in the moment with us. And also, it's a matter of respect. Respect yourself enough to give yourself the opportunity in the moment of, or should I say, in the second of the opportunity to be in the moment with a person in front of you, or even if it's a huge audience, be in the moment, be in the second.
You know, I heard a quote that is accept everything and expect nothing. Now, it could be the other way around. I'm not sure. But can you give us your thoughts on that right there?
Yes. One of the people that I really think highly of, he's no longer on the planet right now. And I know who you're talking about, and his name escapes me. As soon as we get off the broadcast, it's going to come to me. But he shared that, and let me tell you something. It was one of the most profound things that I've ever heard, because I really used to have a problem with people not appearing to have gratitude. Every morning when I start with my staff, we share what we're grateful for. And at the end of the day, we share what we're grateful for. And Dr. Wayne Dyer, I think I read something where he said that. And he's one of my favorite people. And of course, he's not on the planet, like I said earlier, but his message still lives on.
Yeah.
And basically what he's saying is to us, this is what I embodied from it, is that don't be so quick to expect so much from other people. Not that we look down on them and think less of them, but expect for us to show up. Expect for us, ourselves, to be in oneness, ourselves to be in the moment, ourselves to do the best that we possibly can do, without expecting something in return, without expecting that I'm going to say this, that person should say that. I'm going to do this, that person should do that. Because what happens is we don't allow that first of all, we don't allow ourselves to really be in the moment with that person because we are already setting an expectation for what they should do, be, say, and how they should think. Yet, when we just are in the moment with them and don't have any expectations at all, the real juices of creativity, the real juices of love, the real juices of the unexpected can come and tantalize us, can come and really show us what a wonderful, wonderful world we live in if we just release the reins and not be wanting to control the situation or control the person and just allow them. And I don't like to use the word allow because we don't really have any control over other people. All we can control is what we control. And typically it's ourselves. And sometimes we still can't control our own selves. But yet, when we don't expect so much of people other than the goodness, the greatness, the phenomenalness, we send out the positive energy that opens up the way for them to be free to express their thoughts, free to express their feelings. And I think that's a critical key to helping us, ourselves, really live a life of living full and dying emptied, as Les Brown says.
Yeah. You gotta be hungry.
You gotta be hungry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Les Brown is one of my favorite speakers.
Yes.
And I've had the honor of meeting him like 3 times. I've had the honor of eating dinner with him. I've had the honor of speaking with him multiple times. And I'm just like, wow, this guy really rocks my world. He can.
Yep. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's done everything in his life, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
I strive to do that stuff one day.
Yep. He's phenomenal. And I'm going to share this with you. When I lived and worked in Japan and I worked with people who have substance use disorders and mental illness, I would lean on a lot of what Les Brown said. Mr. Les Brown is phenomenal in helping people to really search out their best self. And I leveraged his conversations, I leveraged his videos, and I was able to really help people to change their lives for the better and have sustainable change through a lot of the messages that Mr. Brown shared. And I said to myself, I'm going to meet him one day and I'm going to be on a show with him one day. And lo and behold, this past year, I've had the pleasure not of being just on one, but on 2 shows with him and being on his platform. And actually, my phone rang and I picked up the phone, and the next voice I heard, "Hello, I have Mr. Les Brown on the phone for you." And so when you get a call from Mr. Les Brown, you listen.
Yeah.
And you take heed, because he's got something not just to say, but he's got greatness within him, and he's going to help you exude the greatness within you. And so I'm really thankful to Mr. Les Brown, because he's helped me help others, and I'm looking forward to more greatness from him and more greatness on the planet.
Yeah. Guys, we're here tonight for this very special episode where we are teaching you how you can make every second count with Dr. Lotus Riche. Now, that is pretty awesome because she is a fantastic person and she is full of great advice. So I would like to ask you again, please hit that like button, hit those heart buttons, hit any button you want. Just help us trick the algorithm on Facebook. And don't forget to hit that share button. Let other people know that they can watch this in the words of Dr. Lotus Riche. Even invite your frenemies, because they will learn how they can make every second count in their life. So, Doctor, you talked about having a new book that's getting ready to be released. How exactly can people get that if they need to or want to?
Okay, so the book is going to be released on Amazon, and it's It's also going to be a book where you can contact me. You can contact me at lotusricheignitesyou.com, and you can email me and you can say, hey, Dr. Lotus, I want that book, and I will make sure you get that book. We're going to have a landing page created for my multiple books, because right now I have 3 books right now. Yes, I have 3 books right now that I'm working on, and they're just all phenomenal books, and I cannot wait to get them out. And I think I gave you the one title of one of the books, which is going to be coming out next month. It's going to be coming out the first part of the month, because of course I'm going to be traveling to Kansas, where I'm going to be speaking at the Mental Real Estate Conference, and I'm looking to take this book with me. This book is called Harnessing Your Thoughts, Take the Reins, Control Your Life, and Win. And so that's going to be a wonderful, phenomenal book. And then I've got another book coming out that's going to be due out, I think, in the next 30 days or less after that book comes out. And that book is speaking directly to speakers about how to utilize their story and helping them to understand their story is their power. And it's called The 7 P's of Presenting, the Speaker's Guide to Successful Presenting. And so got that one coming out. And then another book almost right behind that called Money Does Grow on Trees. And I'll leave the underscore later. so I'm pretty.
Wow, you are super busy.
Yes.
That's crazy. So, is there any contact information? What's the best way for someone to get in touch with Dr. Lotus Riche?
So I'm going to give you my information, and you can put it on the screen if you so choose. Lotus at Lotus Riche Ignites You.com. Okay, let me make sure it's there. Okay, it's there for you right there. And then I'm also going to give you one other thing. You can reach me at lotusricheignitesyou.com. You can also go to my website at www.lotusricheignites. You can go there, and you can also call me at my 1-800 number if you want to be on the Lotus Riche Ignite show, or if you want to be on Books to Boom Your Business. Jeff, you know that's something that I do each month as a way to give back to people. So if you've got a book and it's, you want to serve people, definitely want to be on my show. Of course, Jeff is coming on my show with Make Every Second Count. You can reach out to me and or my team at 1-855-544-4574. Again, that's 1-855-544-4574. And I'm going to put it right here in the chat. And Jeff's going to bring it up on the screen for you so you can have it. And there it is, Jeff, right there in the chat. Let's go ahead and bring that up for our
All right,
audience.
just 1 second. Darn it. I hit the wrong button.
It's okay.
I know it's okay because it's my show.
That's right. You do what you want to do. That's right. Yeah. I just love being on the show with you. Now, folks, Jeff and I, we go a long way back, and we love to cut up and we love to have fun. So, yeah. So I'm loving it.
All right. So here's that number for you if you need it. It's 1-855-544-4574.
Right.
All right.
Here's my website,
guys,
too.
I just, oh man, she put her website in here now. Now I have to grab this for you too. Geez, you're just making a bunch of work for me.
Yep, I am. And Jeff, I've got a mastermind coming up, teaching people how to write their book. And this is going to be phenomenal because I'm teamed up with one of the top people in the writing industry, Tanita Bestseller Johnson. She and I We have a great mastermind coming up, and it's one you definitely don't want to miss. And if you come and say that you've seen me talk about this on the Make Every Second Count show with Mr. Jeff Marconette Jr., we might just have a 20% discount off your ticket.
That is awesome. So I just want to go over the 3 points that she gave us of how you can make every second count again. Now, the first one is self care or self love. You can say it either way, but it's there. So take care of yourself, love yourself. The second one is understand your own thoughts and
Yes.
make sure you're present in your life. And
Yes.
then number 3 is accept yourself.
Yes.
So that's part of that self-love thing, accepting yourself, accepting what you can do, accepting what you have.
Yep.
But guys, I just want to tell you thank you, and I definitely want to say thank you to Dr. Lotus Riche
Yes.
because she has made this show a success, and
Thank you, Jeff.
that is very honorable of her. So I want to say thank you, and thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you back here next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time, where
Yes.
we will talk to a new person about the things they have gone through in life to be in the position to make every second count now.
Yes.
So I thank you guys so much, but you need to do me a favor, including you, Doctor.
Yes.
You need to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. We'll see you guys. Thank you so much.